Hello everyone, it's averydawnside and welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna be super honest, the past few weeks have been very hectic for the Dawnside Equestrian Facility. Obviously, I'm still new to barn ownership, but there's so much to come to get the lesson program fully developed, which is why we're about to dive into buying new horses and trying them out. So as many of you know, I did partake in an internship at the Jorvik Stables, which is an instructor's internship, and there I got certified to become a professional instructor so that I could start my business. Since starting my business at the DEF, I still have a few lesson program horses that I need to get in order to fully dive into the full extent of what my program can be with its potential. So today we're going to be heading over to Jorvik Stables Equestrian Center for the private horse trials. You might be a little bit confused, but if you were a student at the Jorvik Stables internship program, every year they host an event for their previous graduates to come out and try a bunch of horses that they ship in from either lesson programs that are no longer running or just horses that they have tested out in their own program when they train us to be instructors that don't really fit into the whole atmosphere at the barn, and they offer them to their previous students to try and bring into their own lesson programs. So that is where I have filled out this form, which I will put up here. It's a request form, and that is where you put your interests for all the horse that you might be interested in trying and kind of specific details, and then they send you a schedule, which I will show you once we get there, but that is the basic rundown of what this video is all about. I'm super excited to try out all of the horses that are there and hopefully bring a few back so that we can get them integrated into the Dawnside Equestrian Facility program. But without further ado, enough talking, let's get into the video. Okay, so we made the long drive out to Jorvik Stables. I'm here with my intern Ava. Hi! We are both very excited. I brought her along because she is potentially going to be opening her own lesson program in the future, as she is doing her instructor's internship with me because I'm qualified. But we do have the schedule. We have 4 horses that we're trying, so we're going to break it down into her trying 2 for me, and then I'm going to try 2, and we're going to record each other and discuss afterwards. So here's the schedule. And let's get into the first horse that we are trying, which is a mare named Spice. I'm not going to talk through all of the clips, but I will say that as soon as I hopped on Spice, you could definitely tell that she was your typical chestnut mare. I'm not going to go into super amounts of detail, but that was my first initial reaction, so I was interested to see how she would progress throughout our ride together.
I'm the type that usually connects to someone's energy, but you're acting used to me. Don't act like you used to around me.
One thing I noticed particularly about Spice was she really wanted to cut her corners all the time, so I was using a lot of inside leg to really push her onto the outside, using a ton of the inside rein and not really touching the outside rein at all to make sure she was bending in. Once you got the bend, it was pretty consistent, but getting it at first was definitely a struggle with her, so that was something important to note about the cantering, especially not just in the walk and trot.
Used to around me. Are you getting tired of all my love? I need to know, cause baby, when push comes to shove, I need some.
I did notice immediately a huge difference when I moved into the half-seated canter. She seems like a very particular horse that doesn't like to have a lot of weight and likes to do things her own way, so if I was going to put her into the lesson program, it would have to be in the intermediate or advanced categories rather than beginner, because she does like to do things in a particular form.
Someone to hold me down.
How did she feel?
So the only downside to her is I feel like she would benefit from having one individual rider than a ton of different ones, because I feel like she has a lot to learn and not a ton to teach others, so she's not the top of my list right now, but not the bottom either. The next horse we had a trial with was Comet, a Connemara pony. I let Ava take this one because she fits better on ponies, I believe personally, although she might fight me a little bit on that, Ava, if you're watching this. But Comet was really great off the bat. He's been trained as a hunter pony, and you could definitely tell by his form. Overall, really elegant to begin with, but I wanted to make sure and watch because ponies tend to be showstoppers in the beginning and can have some weird tactics later in the ride, so we will just watch and see how it progresses. How you feeling?
Pretty good. He's definitely a push-button pony, though.
Really push him off of your inside leg right there. Push, push, push. Kick with the inside leg, pull with the inside rein. Good bend there. Finish the lap and then we'll bring him back down to the trots and then the walk and see how he did. Make sure really push in this corner. Don't let him fall in. Push, keep pushing. I know. Good. Finish the lap and then you can let him walk. I think he seems like a pretty promising option from an outsider view, but how did you feel on him? Did he seem good?
He was a really great ride. Overall, really smooth in transitions. Although he requires a lot of leg to keep him forward, I feel like Comet would make a really good bomb-proof pony.
I know, especially with all the flies out here today. He was very bomb-proof with them. The second and final horse that I rode on that day was Barney. Barney was super sweet immediately when I got on him. In the cross ties earlier when we were tacking up, all he wanted was attention and treats, so he definitely had a soft spot in my heart, but obviously I wanted to see how the ride went. Although Barney was young, you could tell he definitely had some training under his belt. I got word from a few of the professors that I had here, and he has been here for the past year as a lesson horse. They just think that he would be better for a younger rider and younger riders in general because he's super calm, sweet, and is kind of bulletproof in a way, just like Comet was. A few times I put a bit too much leg on him, so that little slip up you just saw was my part.
She's walking down the hall. She keeps asking why. She looks so fine, shifting all your words. She's so high.
The arena started to get super busy towards the end of the event, so Ava and I both agreed not to talk in the arena and talk privately afterwards. And Barney seemed like a super promising option, very sweet, no slip-ups or major occurrences, just a really great and smooth ride overall. Ava then hopped on the final trial that we had for the day, a fiery little pony named Pixie, who, to say the least, did not want to listen.
Oh my goodness, this pony is not going. Come on, Pixie, come on.
Once we actually got Pixie going, she was fine. It's just you could definitely tell that she was running on her own time, her own schedule, and her own rules. No matter how much you legged her and pushed her forward, she just did not want to go sometimes, and that was something that Ava and I definitely got to learn throughout this ride. Honestly, poor Ava after this ride, her legs were dying, so Pixie was good in the fact that she would definitely help strengthen some riders. I'm just not sure if that's the exact fit we're looking for. I'd like to have a pony that pushes my students, but also doesn't make them never want to ride again because I feel like their legs are gonna fall off. We had the trial time for about an hour long, but honestly, after 45 minutes, we called it done after she started to rear and buck and just completely go against everything that Ava was trying to get her to do. So we both kind of knew at that point that our automatic answer for Pixie was a no. The nice thing about this event is that you don't have to make your decisions right away. You have up to a week to decide which horses you tried if you're interested in actually taking them out to your barn to let Jorvik stables know. So you guys won't be finding out exactly in this video who we decided to take, and you can stay tuned next week for me to officially introduce all of the horses in my program, especially the new ones that we decided to take from this trial event. So Ava and I had a ton of fun trying these ponies. We're super grateful for the opportunity, and I'm really glad that Jorvik Stables holds this for their previous students because it's a great way for me to be able to find horses that work for my program. But thank you for watching. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and come back next week to find out which horses I chose for my lesson program. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!